was interesting. What did you make of his vibe overall?
I think something mentally wrong with him. I don't think he's like all the way there mentally. I think he's crazy.
Legit?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I think he's legit crazy. I think something really wrong with him, but that's what make him dangerous. I think them the guys is the most dangerous people, them delusional, crazy people who want to be the best and want their spot at greatness. So I got to respect it, but I think something is definitely off with him.
When it comes to it, competition is competition, man. This is competition and currency, you know, and you can't be friends in this game. I don't see it. I think that's what makes them soft. It's what makes our era a little bit fragile. So I think the guys like myself that still carry that with the heart of a champion and holding the Ring Magazine world title, I think that maybe we have a different form of looking at it and make boxing great again.
This isn't just boxing pros talking shop. This is a full-blown psychological autopsy of a fight that looks clean on paper and messy in reality. Because the moment elite fighters, trainers, and champions start breaking down Shakur Stevenson versus Teófimo López, the conversation immediately splits into two camps. Those who believe discipline always wins, and those who swear chaos eventually breaks structure.
Carry it that way.
But you're in my way.
The mentality is never going to be that way.
But you're in my way. But you're in my way. So I got to move you out my way. That's how I look at this.
Nope.
No. Ain't nobody taking food off my table. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I'll tell you this though, you bit more than you could chew.
That's cool. You can feel that way.
For sure.
But come fight night, you're gonna realize this is a lot different than being on the outside than being inside of there.
As they all say.
Okay. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Oh my God, mentally, okay. I'm talking about I'm slow in the boxing ring, right?
Mentally.
I'm talking about the boxing ring, what you was talking about. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Okay, you're gonna see. I promise you.
And right in the middle of that collision sits Shakur himself, calmly describing Teófimo as mentally unpredictable, a little crazy, and dangerously unaware of how that volatility can either save you or destroy you, depending on who's standing across the ring. Shakur doesn't say it with fear, though he says it like a scientist identifying a variable.
I'll be honest, I'm gonna be real honest. He was a lot better younger.
Oh, he was better when he was younger?
Especially at the JOs, Junior
Olympics.
You were whooping feet, yo.
All right. He was crazy with it?
Yeah, he was mad nice.
You don't think he developed enough power or something?
It's not about the power. I think that he just focusing too much on one arsenal.
What, the defense?
Yeah, defense. Just defense.
Yo, don't tell me too much because I don't want you to say that you told me the game plan, you gave this, so I don't want no excuses.
But y'all know
don't
each
say
other.
too
Y'all
much.
already know each other. Canelo Crawford.
No, I could give him that. I could tell him all the game plans and everything because a true master in anything in boxing, the sport, you got to master yourself. You got to learn how to beat yourself. So if I give you all the tools on how to beat me, and I beat you.
I already know how to beat you, bro.
Nobody beat me.
Acknowledging that Teófimo's mental instability is exactly what makes him dangerous, but also exactly what could get him outclassed if it turns into impatience. Because at this level, greatness isn't about friendship, vibes, or mutual respect. It's about isolation, clarity, and the ability to shut out everything except execution.
Talking about like once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terrence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. But it's too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terrence?
I'm not going to say he's on a Terrence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
And Shakur makes it painfully clear that once legacy enters the conversation, friendliness exits immediately. What makes this rivalry sting harder is that it didn't start with hatred, it started with respect back in 2018, when both men were still climbing, still dreaming, still seeing each other as reflections rather than obstacles.
The way he is, he's just technical, you know? He's very smart when he's in there. You know, he's still young, we're both the same age, 24, you know? He's getting up there, so his name speaks for itself. You know, he's a 2016 silver medalist. So, you know, and one of the best in that far in the amateurs in USA. So it speaks for itself. Shakur Stevenson is here for the...
Great.
Tank Davis.
Great.
Pitbull Cruz.
Great.
Teófimo López.
Trash. Great. 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 Your opponent this weekend.
But boxing doesn't reward parallel paths for long, and once belts, rankings, and pound-for-pound debates got involved, admiration slowly mutated into competition, then comparison, then quiet resentment. Because nothing fuels rivalry faster than seeing someone praised for the same things you believe you do better. Then the pros really start sharpening the knives.
I know we were, going at it right now, but I do have you beating him. I do see that your style, he can't f with. Oh, sorry, damn, I cussed myself. My
And
bad.
you're on
Damn,
the
my
show.
bad.
That's the second level for you.
That's a fine, yo. That's a fine.
But I gotta say one thing, Teófimo does got that rock on him. Has that one punch power. I see that. You fought a little different with what's his name, Cepeda. Do you think you're gonna fight that same way, or it's gonna be a little different? I see it a little different, but
When I fight Teo, I'm gonna have to fight different that night. I could do it all, bro. I got so much things in my arsenal to where I could do everything that I need to do to come.
Terence Crawford, never one to sugarcoat reality, dismisses the idea of Teófimo even belonging in his orbit, calling a hypothetical matchup trash. And whether fans like it or not, that kind of dismissal from a generational technician matters, because Crawford understands something casual viewers don't. Elite boxing isn't about highlight moments, it's about control under pressure, and when fighters like Crawford look at Shakur, they see discipline that scales upward. When they look at Teófimo, they see danger that needs perfect conditions. Then Ryan Garcia jumps in with a breakdown that sounds simple but lands heavy. This fight is a chess match, not a brawl.
Teófimo don't even put pressure like that. How can he be on a pedal bike if he don't put no pressure, real pressure like that?
But Teal could crack a little bit.
Yeah, he could crack, but he's not a pressure fighter.
They both got tough defense, though.
Yeah, Shakur just has to watch for a single shot here, single shot there. He's not going to worry about volume, coming forward, hard-hitting guys. He's going to be watching for 1-2 shots at a time. Teófimo just doesn't put pressure like that for Shakur in his old fighting style. Which he possibly could and shock me. But at the end of the day, Shakur's going to pick him apart. I can see it, bro. One, Teo don't even do good with counter punchers, and another thing, he don't even do good with southpaws. And now you got a southpaw counter puncher? Come on, bro. This is a bad matchup for Teo. Bad matchup. Bad matchup.
It's gonna be like Sandor Martin all over again.
And chess matches favor players who don't panic when the board gets tight. Which is why Ryan predicts a Shakur decision win, not because Teófimo lacks power, but because power means nothing if you can't land it clean on a counter-punching southpaw who specializes in making opponents miss by inches and pay by points. Still, even Ryan hedges his prediction with the truth nobody ignores. Teófimo carries a racer-level power, and all it takes is one mistake to flip the script. Which is why this fight feels like walking across a frozen lake where every step could crack the ice. Meanwhile, Teófimo himself leans fully into what he calls main character mode. And whether you love it or hate it, that confidence isn't cosplay. It's
concessions you have to make, any stipulations that are of interest. Is there a rematch clause in this?
No rematch clause. We risk it all the time. No need for a rematch clause. Oh my goodness, man, this thing means everything to me. This is just another fighter, another column into my own pedigree, to my own style. This is what it is, and what better way than here at Madison Square Garden. This will be number 10 fighting here in the Mecca. This will be number 5 in the big room. So I'm very blessed, I'm very thankful, and nevertheless, man, I want more. Let's see who we get after this. We just gotta keep it going, man. We're not even in our prime yet. I know I said it earlier, but we're not.
Survival instinct. Because Teófimo has always fought best when the world doubts him, when narratives stack against him, when people start talking like he's already lost. And that's why he proudly points out there's no rematch clause, no safety net, no second chances. This is him risking everything to prove growth isn't just physical, it's psychological. Because evolved fighters don't ask for backups, they demand moments. Veteran trainer Abel Sanchez brings the whole thing back down to fundamentals, framing the fight as pressure versus patience. And that breakdown slices straight through hype.
If you want to be liked in boxing, be good at it. You want to be loved in boxing, be great at it, or be the best at it. But if you want to be hated in boxing, be the greatest at it. It's just point blank period. And I think that's what it is. And what it comes down to is that they got to bring a lightweight to come over here and try to take and dethrone Teófimo because they got no other options. I'm excited for this whole thing. And whether they get it right or wrong, at the end of the day, the right person's going to win that night.
Because Sanchez knows that styles don't win fights, discipline does. In his view, Shakur wins if he controls distance, tempo, and emotional temperature, while Teófimo must force the issue without forcing mistakes. A razor-thin balance that very few fighters ever master. And when Sanchez casually floats the possibility of a draw, it's not fence-sitting, it's an admission that this matchup exists in the margins, where single rounds, single moments, and single lapses in focus decide legacies. Then there's the elephant in the room, the criticism that Shakur isn't exciting, a label that's followed him like a bad rumor, the same way it once followed Andre Ward. And boxing pros roll their eyes at that narrative.
Teófimo looked great in his last fight. Of course, he didn't have Shakur in front of him, but I think that for Shakur, he has to keep the fight at his distance. If he does that, I think it's a win for him. Teófimo, he's more, he wants to draw you and he wants to counter punch. He's going to have to be a different guy this time. He's going to have to attack. He's going to have to be leading the fight, or else it's going to be a boring fight. I don't think it'll be a boring fight, but if he sits back and waits for Shakur's going to wait for him, then it's not going to be exciting. But I think Teófimo will attack. I think Teófimo has to attack. I think Teófimo has to do what Zepeda did, except for Teófimo's a lot more talented than him.
Because they know excitement is often code for recklessness, and recklessness doesn't age well in championship rounds. The irony is that Teófimo's aggression might be the very thing that forces Shakur to open up and show layers casual fans haven't seen yet, because defensive masters don't avoid action. They choose when it happens, and if Teófimo presses intelligently, this fight could evolve from a technical standoff into a showcase of elite-level adjustments that separate good champions from all-time greats. By the end of every pro breakdown, one truth becomes unavoidable. Nobody is comfortable predicting this fight with certainty because it sits at the intersection of control and chaos, patience and pressure, ego and execution. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes it dangerous.
Well, I think that, honestly, I see a draw. I don't know why I see a draw, but I just see them both having great rounds and giving us the kind of fight that I think the public is looking for.
I know for a while there we were hearing that Teo might be moving up to 147. Are you surprised that he's still hanging around at 140? I mean, would you want to see him move up?
No, I think the challenge of the name Shakur is going to make him make the weight just the way he has to. I don't think he'll sacrifice, because I think he knows that he's going to have to be in tip-top shape physically and emotionally to be able to beat Shakur. No, I'm happy that he's there because he's fighting a big name. He's getting in there with.
For Shakur, this is about proving that brilliance doesn't need volume to dominate. That legacy is built on mastery, not noise. For Teófimo, this is about proving that unpredictability isn't a flaw, it's a weapon. And that belief, when sharpened, can still crack systems built on perfection. And for the boxing world watching, this isn't just a fight. It's a referendum on philosophy, because when the bell rings, one approach to greatness walks out validated and the other walks out exposed. And that's why the pros aren't just breaking this fight down, they're warning you what it really is. A career-defining collision where there are no wrong answers, only consequences. So, when the lights come on and the noise fades out, this fight won't be decided by hype, trash talk, or predictions. It'll be decided by who stays themselves the longest. Shakur Stevenson believes control is power, that discipline breaks chaos every time. Teófimo López believes chaos is power, that unpredictability cracks even the cleanest systems. One philosophy walks out proven, the other walks out exposed. And that's why this isn't just a fight, it's a verdict. Drop your pick in the comments, because when the bell rings, opinions stop mattering and execution takes over.